Yeah, Charlie Dunbar, I'm with you. Much better than the wee Galaxy bit, but there it is. It's never too far away. Right, well, because if you're being serious, by the way, feedback is always appreciated. And Mikey Basson, it's not a Rangers scarf. I would never own such a thing as a Rangers scarf, and that's not the toilet door. It's an Anderlecht scarf, believe it or not. It's purple and white, and that's the kitchen door, and then the toilet's back there somewhere. Thanks a lot to everyone that's joining me, guys. I was not planning on going live at all. I was actually in the studio quite late. I'm still, Dan, if you're watching this, I love you, man. But I'm still trying to confirm the prizes for the private league with Sorare Data so we can go and kick on with that. And, guys, I was just recording the Value of Talent podcast with Harry and Feder. I think that'll be out tomorrow. It was a bumper episode, World Cup preview stuff. I had a great time filming with the guys, and I hope you catch that when it's out. It'll be on Harry Trade's channel on YouTube. And if you've been here before, you know Harry, you know his channel. You'll be able to find it. But yeah, thanks to everyone. I was actually just about to lock up and everything and leave. No problem, Ryan. But I'm just being sincere with you. Like, honestly, this channel, I'm open to, feedback on everything, guys. Because I make this stuff, videos, intros, all the stuff, this place. And I think it's cool. But what I think doesn't always really matter too much, So I then was thinking, hold on a minute. This is Monday. Maybe NBA. Maybe I've got a deadline. Maybe I've got a team to build. And then I opened it up. And guys, I've got rewards. I've managed to get another rare reward. Let's just get the wee... where is it? There it's there. Boom. So I've got... Laird, you've not missed much, buddy. But you've missed some fun. You've missed a wee bit of jargon and a wee bit of banter. But don't worry, buddy. I love the comment. Love the message. But we've got a rare and 2 comments. I've then got the teams to build. Now, if we've got industry expert Andrew Laird in the house, then we might take a wee bit of time, and we build the teams tonight. We'll have a nice little fun stream, guys. I've got no real expectations on how long we'll go for, or anything like that. But I just thought, I'm not going to record, edit, and upload something. Let's just go live. Hopefully you guys are buzzing for it. I don't think anyone else is live, so maybe you'll all have a bit of fun with me. Maybe you're not even into NBA on Sorare. Throw anything you want in the live chat, guys. I'm up for the cup. We'll see how long we go for tonight. I'm hoping it's not going to be a big, mad hour, 2 hour kind of thing, but we'll get our rewards, we'll build our teams, we'll have some fun. We'll talk about NBA. And so I've actually not... The problem I've got, right, is my mind works very much in modes. So, if I'm thinking about Sorare NBA, I find it really difficult to, change gear and then start thinking about, I need to make a video today about the World Cup or, whatever. So, I'm quite happy now. It's at the end of my day. All my football stuff, I can compartmentalise it. I enjoyed the strategy show earlier on. I never caught it all. I'll need to go back and listen to the rest of it. But I can now compartmentalise all the football, put it in my head to one side, and go back to it tomorrow. But night time, it's basketball time. So, Boston and New York, does that go in there? Is that a problem? Am I going to get into some sort of... Oh, my hat's a wee bit off centre. I think I'll stick with it, but hope I'm not going to get into some sort of Bloods and Crips stuff, I know that's West Coast, but you know what I'm saying. At any point in the video today, or the stream, guys, if you laugh, you learn, you like something, the learning probably won't happen on this video, but if you do laugh or you do like something, then liking and retweeting and sharing and subbing and all that good stuff goes a long way to supporting the content here on the channel. Now, like I said, we've got some rewards to open. We've got 3. We've got 2 commons and a rare. It's my first rare reward. It's my second rare reward, which is lovely. And then we've got our teams to build. We've got an hour to 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We're not going to take that long. But the lineup builder on Sorare Data is the be all and end all for me. It's what's happened? There we go. It's the saving grace of, let's just delete these teams, because one thing I've noticed, right, and this is for anyone who's not picked up basketball yet, or you've maybe not been totally in tune with the Sorare Data stuff on basketball to this point, is I find, and Laird will be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but the projections seem to be ever changing, and the closer you get to a deadline, the more accurate they tend to become, or the more reliable. I can look at the I feel much better looking at the projections now than I do when the game week opens. I just need to delete these teams and save them. Sorry, guys. Just so that, what's going on? Maybe there's Sorare. Is everyone running to Sorare Data to do their teams? Right, let's see. Is that as cleared them out? It is. Right, cool. Fantastic. Right, so I don't know what to do first, if we'll do the rewards, or I think we should do the rewards first, because we might get some cards we want to use. So let's open the rewards. There's a good bunch here. I'm not expecting a huge turnout tonight. So we've got 3 rewards. Where did we get them? We got the rare one from, must be the contender. Yeah. So the contender team finally paid off. So I done a bit better in champion last week, when I thought contender was my better team, and hey-ho. But Hauser brings in a 23 for us, Sexton a 25. Monk is the letdown here. He was projected to get a little bit better. I think he was projected for mid-20s or so. And I'm not sure if his minutes actually matched his. He did have some tough games with Lakers and Golden State Warriors, but Monk was a real letdown here. Marcus Smart, the man with the green hair. Boston's green and white. The Boston Celtics had a good game for Marcus Smart here. Dropped a 66-pointer, really led the team. Trey Jones does not disappoint since I've picked him up. He's pushing, mid to high 30s on a regular basis in the game weeks for me. And we're coming out with probably a tier 3 or tier 4. In terms of the commons, as you know, they're all guaranteed. I don't know if we got in the high. Yeah, I think common champion, we've got a really high. No, I don't think we do have any really high percentages. We're probably in for 2 Duff commons. So let's see what we get. We've got common contender, we've got a tier 4, a tier 5, and then a tier, so we've got rubbish rewards on paper tier-wise. So we'll start with a tier 5. This should be the worst of them all in terms of player standard. He plays for the Pelicans, he's a forward, and his name is Willie Hernan Gomez. How did I do with that? So yeah, Pelicans are an exciting team, and I don't think he plays if he's a tier 5, but there you go. Tier 4 common, he plays for the Knicks. He's a forward, and it is Obi Toppin. Is it Tobin or Topin? But yeah, cool. Right, cool. Tier 4 rare. Now, it's not going to be anything good. Maybe, I'm hoping he's an L10 cheat code or a rookie. I think that's the best hopes I can get with a tier 4. Let's see what we get. Tier 4 rare. He plays for that team. I always forget who they are. Forwards. It is Drew Eubanks. Now, he is not a rookie. It actually looks like he should be in, what's that band called again? It looks like he should be, like, a drummer or a guitar player or something for, like, Offspring or, Jimmy Eat World or something like that. What was the guy's name again? I've just lost him. Where is he? Oh, crap. I can't even... Oh, there he's there. Drew Eubanks. So let's go and check him out on SRD. Drew Eubanks, was it? Yeah. Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, so my family are from the closest place to them that many of you would maybe perhaps know is Spokane, Washington State. So Portland is like, don't like Portland in Oregon and all that. So that's why I don't recognize them. But that's the Portland Trailblazers. And his rare goes for, that's okay, about a threshold or so. His L10 is 13. He's projected to do worse than that. He does play, he does get minutes, and interestingly, I guess he can get into the 20s and above if he gets enough minutes going his way. He's got some form here. Wow, maybe this guy has something going on. Wow, that's a real run of greens here, eh? And I don't know what point of the season this is. I've heard guys talking about end of season rotation being quite favourable to squad players and that kind of thing. But hey, if this guy's got an L10 of like 14 or something, and then I can get a patch of form like this out of him before his L10 becomes 28 or something, then yeah, quite content with that to be a prize. Quite buzzing with that. So I've still got the 4 divisions to play: contenders and champions for limiteds and rares. I did a video earlier today. I don't know if you would have all caught it. Lairdy boy, Eubanks, worth holding on to. Love it. Oh, I should actually catch up with the live chat because you guys will probably be educating me. Congrats for the reward. Boston and NY is not okay. Okay, cool. I'll maybe change my jumper for next time. Need blinkers, mate, to get horses focused. That's it, mate. I'm a stallion. Bloods and crypts. Do you know what, Laird? I know you're laughing at that, right? But see the way you typed it? I thought you'd typed it as bloods and like crypt, as in like cryptos, as if there was a play on words from what I said there, but you're just laughing at me. The only the actual visual, Quinn. You've lost me there. Hey, my sorry. Bro, have you seen Sorare under 23 details? Reza, I'm not too sure the nature of that question, so if you can elaborate, I'd be more than happy to discuss that. Correct. Projections get better closer to the game line. Laird has confirmed it. I'm not imagining it. Lakers are anything but a tough game now these days. I'll actually come back to that, Mikey, because I think that's a great point. Played well last night, at least. Good. This is Hey My. Good sell. He's been sneaking in the starting lately. Looks like he should be in total recall. Who's that, me? Laird? I've lost these. Do you know if Claxton's going to play for the Nets? Aren't you on Underdog yet? Claxton said he expects to play. Nice. Any news on Chris Paul? Cheers. Okay, cool. Right, Magic. So you guys are all tapping into Laird since he's here. Right, fantastic. So the way I normally like to prioritize this is, first of all, rare contender, because I'm overexposed on my rares if you've seen the video earlier today. So I really want my rare cards to be as strong as possible. Now, I can see why we're asking about Nick Claxton, because he is L10, maybe not cheat codes, but definitely in a favourable fixture this game week. I'm going to filter by best projection. Now, Laird, if you're still here, I have had issue with the scarcity filter on this. Oh, it's working now. Wow. What great work the guys at Sorare Data do. As soon as you think something's broken, it's actually fixed. Loving it. So who do we have? Right, so big points. I've got a lot of good guys here on for good scores, but the problem is too many of them are too high into the 20s. So I'm going to take the best. So Claxton is my man. I know the Kings, and I'm not too sure about Portland, but I know the Kings are definitely one of the weaker teams. So Claxton's in. Trey Jones, Marcus Smart. I think Marcus Smart, because he did that 60 in the last game week, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was Defensive Player of the Year last year. And I was listening to Hooper, Alex Hooper on Sorare FP, talking about the value of some of these guys longer term, and I've seen that already with Marcus Smart. These guys that do get points, do get steals, do get positive turnovers, all that kind of stuff. So I think him going in there, he's got a good ceiling to complement the rest of the team here. Now, once I've picked two guys like this, and I know I'm not necessarily the oracle of knowledge in basketball at the moment, but once I've picked my first two for this contender team, because the cap will tighten on us, is then when I want to try and... my player number 3, I'm looking for my low guy that's in my gallery that might have something going on. So Roddy has actually been a bit of a disappointment for me. He's only got one game, and he's not expected to get many minutes, so I think that's a wee bit tenuous. We do think our boy Eubanks is worth holding on to, but he's not projected to get more than 10 minutes in the coming matches, and that doesn't particularly excite me. But my boy Hauser, he's on an L10, a 15. He got into the 20s last week, and his minutes are expected to continue in that vein, so he does appeal. Malik Monk has the potential to surprise, but he's playing Trey Jones's team, and I know they're good. And he's playing Nick Claxton's team, and I know they're good as well. So I maybe want to stay away from him, and I'm probably going to edge towards the Hauser, which then goes me double Celtic here. That leaves me with 39 points, and I know I'm then going to be limited to the last big hitter I can take. So I don't have anyone that's super exciting in these ambers. Maybe my reward might come into play, because he's got 2 matches, and maybe that goes in his favour. But again, the games he's got are just so difficult. So, yeah, I think Sexton would come in as my 20-pointer. That leaves me with 19. So then, guys, in the comments, I really need to be a bit of help. Oh, maybe we could actually put Unlimited in here to fill us out. So let's have a look what Limiteds we've got. Let's have a look. What Limiteds do we have? How many points do we have? 19. So I'm looking for my best scoring. Jalen Duran is a 19. Oh, Sochan is on to overperform. So is Kyle Anderson. Maybe I take Sochan. He's got 3 matches as well, and his minutes are going up. Yeah, I think I take Jeremy Sochan. Now, on that note, how much does a rare of him go for? Because I have been toying with picking up one of his rares, because he's a rookie. He plays all the time, and I know his scores here aren't great, right? But it's a rookie that plays. That's kind of my thing. So yeah, not particularly cheap on secondary. I'm going to miss them on auction. The auctions, you can get them probably a wee bit okay. But no, I think we'll just go limited Sochan then. And I think this team's worth locking in. Let me see what you guys are saying. Cornet is decent this week. I was actually looking at Cornet. I was actually going to message Laird about Cornet, because I've noticed his minutes going up. AJ Saliba is saying Sochan ! Monk is always solid. Boomer bust. Your instincts on matchups need to work. Yeah, hey, I definitely am feeling that. Kings are decent. They might play a bit small. Cornet is decent this year. Yeah, I'm up to speed with you guys. Okay, so, but I think if I play, I don't think Monk is better over Sexton. I don't think so. I think that's probably going to be the contender team I lock in. I'm quite content with that contender team. And based on how well we did in the last game week, I'm hoping the likes of Hauser might improve. But let's go and have a look at, what was that guy's name again? Cornette. It reminds me of the old wrestling commentator, Jim Cornette, or whatever his job was. I don't know if it was a commentator, but yeah, I've noticed his minutes and stuff going up. When you look at him on SRD, it does look to be set to overperform. Oh, he's only an 8 as well. How cheap is he? Because I could maybe then squeeze in. I do get him pretty cheap, eh? But he's probably cheaper on auction. Well, much cheaper. No, not really. Oh, I don't know. Let's check him on SRD. Again, Cornette. Again, I don't see if I ended year 1 with a good Boston Celtics collection. Even though Boston Celtics have been quite naff and they're not a great team. But yeah, L10 of 8. And yeah, the next game, that game as well. That can, yeah, so he's maybe expected to get a few more minutes. And even with 12 minutes here, he's picked up a 20. That's what caught my eye. Because I think if he does get those minutes, that was only from 12. You know, he does have that potential in him. And yeah, I suppose SRD values are kind of in line with where he's at the mark. So his L10 is 8. So if I did throw him in, let's take away Sochan and Hauser. So if I threw him in for 8, that would leave me with 26. Could I get a rare in at 26 that's exciting? 28, 28, 27. I could get Monk in. So I don't think it's worth buying Cornet to facilitate playing Monk. Even though I've got a feeling if I don't play Monk, I'm going to regret it. Just delete these teams. Sorry, I did them earlier. So let's register this team. Okay, so we're going with Claxon. We're going with Marcus. We're going with Sexton. We're going with Hauser. And then we're going to be pulling in unlimited Sochan to buff this up a bit. Because he's got 3 games, high minutes are on the horizon for him. And yeah, that's the team we're locking in for contender. So we love that. Now, when we move into champion, I better save this team correctly, actually, because that's going to annoy me in a minute. So who did we pick? We picked Sochan Limited and Hauser. Where is Hauser? There he is. Right, cool. And we can save that. What do you guys think of that team? Rare contender. Has it got a shot? Has it got a shot? Average range for the tier. Can we get into the, maybe not 180 points for a team like this, but you never know. I suppose if Marcus can bring in our 60 odd, it's not out the equation, I guess, is it? That team saved. Right, rare champion, I'm actually going to build that last, right? Limited champion is the next one because I want to win limiteds with my rares. So my MVP, I think Halliburton is maybe viable to be, because it looks like you should get around the 40-point mark, right? And I don't know if that's a great game necessarily, but people have been shitting on Halliburton since I picked him up, and maybe this is one of the first times where he's actually worth a decent play. I think Wiggins has got a good opportunity as well with 2 matches and high minutes coming into this. Best projected scores. I've got Jarrett Allen, 34, 35. That's a bit too neat. Is he a 34 on this? So let's see, Halliburton. Yeah, he is up to 34 now, Jarrett Allen. He was overperforming there for a while, but his L10 seems to have caught up with him. Trey Jones is the big green here, you know, so I think Trey Jones Limited has to go in to this team because he's just on form and he's just really not let me down in any scarcity. Trey Jones, there he's goes there. And I even picked up a Trey Jones in my daily swaps or whatever. Common. So I've got the full vertical stack on him now, which is fun. So we've got those 2 guys in. Who else is projected to score the best for us? Jarrett Allen's up there. Brook Lopez is up there. Brook Lopez has got 2 games, which I'm maybe going to lean towards. Who else? Marcus Smart. We rate him this game week. Mafurin. I'm always torn on him. Derek White is on for a big plus on his L10. As a Sexton that we spoke about, but I think with this division, I don't need to worry too much about budget players because I think even if I slide Wiggins in here as a big power player, how many points have I got left? 27. So I can still get Mafurin in. And Mafurin is probably my best 27 point-ish. Yeah, he is. Right, cool. So we can get Mafurin in there. So that means in rare limited champion, where we can win rares, we do need to really bust a nut butt to get right in amongst the top 150 and get some rare action. But I think with the form that Halliburton, Smart, and Wiggins can definitely deliver, as well as Mafurin and Smart, like this is actually, I think this is a strong team, guys. Let me know what you think. Looks nice, yeah, you don't like it. Solid, but really, really sure what's happening with Boston rotations and injuries. Halliburton is always a good play. Love it. Halliburton is great, but how high is his ceiling? Jokic's value right now? Mathurin is pretty good versus a weak opposition, which is his projection is so high. Hey, Maya, I love that insight. I love that intel. So I think we can lock in the Mathurin limited into the best limited team, then that's fine. So Mathurin can go in there with Smart. And then who was the last pick? It was probably Wiggins, wasn't it? Yeah, and we're bang on budget. Love it. So that feels good. I love being bang on budget because it feels like I'm then max. If I'm in the budget and then they're all expected to overperform, surely I should be in a good spot. So limited champion and rare contender. I'm going into this game week with, a wee bit of optimism. So what do we build? I think I would build rare champion next because I can put limiteds into that, and I do want to maximize these rares that I'm holding on to, as I've already mentioned. So if I go to rare champion, right, who's my best? Right, let's go and look at the scores again. So Trey Jones goes in, Mathurin goes in, right? I guess Monk is going to go in probably because he does have that boomer bust element to his game. Now Lonnie Walker doesn't have a match, so that's an easy decision. And we can only get 2 limiteds in, so we'll get Monk in there. And then we're looking for our 2 best limiteds. So I think we're probably looking at Brook Lopez. And then it's between Kyle Lowry, who's got the Phoenix Suns, and I can't remember that team, I'm sorry. But he's down as a key player. And ankle soreness for Jarrett Allen. Yes, I think we'll maybe ignore him. How many points do we have? 41. Wow. We could really pick anyone still. Let's see, 35. Yeah, I'm going to go for the minute play and the decent projection on the Kyle Lowry. And I believe he's one of Laird's Villanova boys, so I don't mind backing that as well. Halley can do 65 every night and a little more. You have to think you need the 88 shot in the bag. Yeah. I think Halliburton will have much higher scores once Buddy Hield and Miles Turner get traded. Nice, AJ Saliba. I love that insight because this is all new to me. So thank you very much. We're 11 points under the cap, right? So I am really, this is just a punter's chance, really, isn't it? Is what it's got. With these guys in it, Brook Lopez and then Lowry. My limited is going down as my MVP, which kind of says it all. So yeah, not holding my breath on that, but I would rather that team is stronger than the limited contender because I think this limited contender is maybe just a bit more of a crapshoot, as they say in America, where it's just a wee bit of pot luck. Somebody's going to overperform and bust a nut, and guys like Alex Hooper and Gator Guy are going to have all these L10 cheat codes. But I know I've got Sexton and White as good starts for a squad like this because ideally you want to get the big differentials in first of all, like these guys, and then how much budget have we got left? So we've got 54. So who's just the best score possible? Jaden Ivey is going to go in, and then that leaves us with 24. So we're probably looking at Duran here, Jalen Duran. Yeah, he's on for good minutes. And then Jarrett Allen is just a bit too risky, I think. So, yeah, Jalen Duran will go in here. And, yeah, we're 5 points behind the cap. I'm not even going to think about this team again until the final scores are in. I'm getting my recent reward, Kyle Anderson, in, as well as my couple of rookies, Ivy and Duran. Both of the Pistons, actually. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Sexton and White, who we picked up for utility, and they're giving us that. So, that's good. So we've got Ivy, and I'll put them next to each other, Laird, because I know you're here, and I know that would upset you if I didn't. And yeah, quite chuffed with that team as well. So I think we've got 4 quite strong teams going out. And then, I'm not going to lie, guys, when I'm picking commons, like, let me see if I got training teams made already. No training teams yet. So when I'm picking commons, I'm just trying to just play by numbers, really. So Kevin Durant, George, and who else can I squeeze in? Brandon Ingram, Scotty. How many points have I got left? 78 to cover 3. So we're looking at like 26 point average. So do I have anyone really low that's also in my gallery somewhere else? Okay, there's Sexton. So I could probably play Sexton in here. He's got 1 game. Hauser's here as well. He's got 2 games. Yes, yeah, so I'll probably play Hauser in here as the little guy. And then I can get an average of 31.5 over my last 2 spots, which is then going to allow us to get Zubac. I'd probably pair him. Okay, I'm going to take him out later so I know you're here. So put Zubac there. And then we've got Hauser. Where's Hauser? Hauser. And then that leaves us with 32 points. So we can go right back to the top of the tree again. And we can probably take Scotty Barnes. Cool. So we've got Zubac and George for the Clippers. We've got Kevin Durant for the Nets. We've got Hauser, the L10 cheat code, hopefully. And then Scotty Barnes, one of my first common rewards going into this team. And let's hope it does all right. And common contender, it's just the best team that will kind of fit. So again, I'm going to try and find somebody down low that I've already seen I know is on for a good game, like Sexton. Jalen Duran should meet his L10 at the very least. Hopefully it overperforms with the matches that they've got. I hear everyone saying Neesmith and Ishsmith to me, right? So between these two guys, are any of them worth playing this game week? Let me know. Patty Mills, is he worth playing this game week? Because L10's down to 8. I know he's a rotation piece and whatever. But yeah, let me know. So I would need one of these smaller guys in before I think about a Royce O'Neal or Hoyce O'Neal or whatever his name is. But I think Claxton's going to play. I think let's take Claxton out. Maybe can we squeeze Ingram in here? Because I like Ingram and the Pelicans. So if we put him in there, we've got 37 points. And then, yeah, if we could get an Ishsmith or a Neesmith in, MVP is the key. Yeah, I agree with that. Halley is cap 46. I just can't buy him. And Luca doesn't say anything about Halley. Picked up a Scotty Barnes Limited last week. Mikey Basson, good to hear. Loving it. Have you seen there is injury info on Sorare data for basketball? I've just actually caught that, Mikey. It's a great innovation, and we love to see the innovations over at Sorare data. Don't see that he has quite his role quite defined. People hitting shots, it helps. Okay, cool. Good, some good talent. Brooks Lopez has been in great form. He definitely has. Can we get him into this team? Do we still have the common Brooks? Is that what you're telling me that? Do we have common Brooks still to play? Yeah, we do. So maybe we replace Ingram with him. And then, yeah. What about these low guys? Ishsmith, Neesmith. I could probably just do it on SRD, couldn't I? Let's check Ishsmith. These are names that I'm hearing industry experts talk about. Andrew Laird, Alex Hooper, Gator Guy. Yeah, so he's not on for anything this week. And what was our guy again? Neesmith. Everyone likes a bit of Neesmith, don't they? At the Pacers. Everybody likes a wee bit of him. So L10 is 12. Yeah, let's get Neesmith in there. Let's take a wee bit of Neesmith. And that leaves us with 24. So we can get somebody a bit more fun to fill this team out. Jalen McDaniels. Is he still expected to play? Because I know there's been Jalen McDaniels. L10, 24. He's got a chance of beating that against the Magic, it would seem. So let's do that. I will come back to the chat in case he's given me any advice on this, but I think we're probably quite set with that as the common contender. Now, one thing that is very overlooked in my experience of watching Sorare NBA content is training. Make sure we do the training, guys, because XP can make all the difference, and I think it's quite an easily forgotten thing because there is no set and repeat thing on the training. You need to do them every week, you know. There's not remembering who you picked last week or anything like that. So be mindful that you get your training teams in at every opportunity because you want all that XP, guys. That's the main benefit we've got here from being super early is can't take the commons out the filter, so I just see if there's any more NG guys lying at the bottom here. Okay, that'll do us. Okay, so then we get LeBron in and any other big commons. Zach LaVine, Ingram, Claxton, sorted. Because even for the commons guys, you can win real cards, as you know. You don't need me to tell you that. So yeah, we want these guys leveled up as much as possible for when the time comes, when your luck is in. We want to be, and these guys worth training. The Ishsmith guy, people like him. Patty Mills, we like him. That guy's a rookie. This guy's injured, and I think people like him when he's playing. And I don't know who else to put in here. We just won this guy at the Pelicans. Let's put him in. I'm going to train them all. I don't normally train all the commons, to be honest with you, but let's just do it. Let's just train them all. I normally wait until all my main commons and the limiteds and the rares that I know that play and I've heard their names. I just normally wait till all them are in training and then just ignore the rest of them. But there we go. That was easy. We've only got one card left. That's cool. Awesome. So these are the teams we'll be rolling out. In common contender, Sexton, Duran, Lopez, Neesmith, and McDaniels. Let me know your thoughts on that. Common champion, MVP, Durant, alongside George, Zubac, Hauser, and Barnes. I think that's got a good shot of something. Limited contender, 7,000 entries for 2,000 cards. I think this team's got a shot. Duran, Ivy, Sexton, White, and Anderson. Good L10s, good projections. Let's just hip and hope, really. Just about 5,500 entries for around 1,000 cards. So again, top 20% is what we're aiming for here. MVP Halliburton, Trey Jones, Benedict Mathurin, Marcus Smart, and is it Bradley Wiggins? No, it's not Bradley Wiggins, it's Drew Wiggins. Who's Bradley Wiggins again? No, it's a cyclist. Rare contender. This is probably the team I want to do the best. Nick Claxton, 1 of 1,000. Marcus Smart, Colin Sexton, Sam Hauser, and then the rookie, Sochan. And then to finish off, we're rare champion. We're getting Mathurin, Jones, and Munkin representing, along with recent reward, Brooke Lopez, and then Kyle Lowry rolling us out here. Now, this team, just so you are aware, you can play 5 rares in this squad, and never mind your MVP. Like, because the multipliers are just so different. The rares are on 17s already. These limiteds are on 5. That's a 10% point differential if anyone else has a rare Brooks Lopez versus my limited, for example. So to have 2 limiteds in this competition, you really need to either know your stuff or get super lucky, I think. So I'm not holding my breath on this. But if it did surprise me, if Monk was boom or bust and he boomed, Mathurin and Jones do their thing, Brooks Lopez exceeds his L10, and Kyle Lowry kind of, at least it shows up. Maybe we're in the hunt with something. Tour de France Sorare win. This training is more point dependent. Wouldn't hurt to put good commons with better. Yeah, I have tried that, hey Mike, which is why when I get to the crap guys, I've normally just forgotten them. Does it matter if you mix card types for training? No, it doesn't. It's just on, so what it does on football, I think we're yet to have absolute clarity on basketball, but like, it just goes on raw fantasy points as the multiplier for the XP. So if these guys all do shit, then they'll all get shit XP, which is fine. If these guys like do okay, this, you get the point. So yeah, you do ideally want good guys together so they all XP up higher quicker. And yeah, that's kind of where it's at. But again, when we get into the leaderboards, guys, like even look at this, right? It's probably better to look at this on Sorare data if we look at the results. So if we look at basketball, right, for actually the cards I won, right? So we finished on 169 points. We finished 328th, okay? But we're only 3 points away from the tier up. And we're only 31 points away from going up from, where are we? 328th, right? From my place to 80th is 30 points away, which, when it comes into XP and all the other stuff that floats around, that's not really much across 5 guys, So these leaderboards are super tight and congested, just like we normally see in football on the common side of things and in the limiteds. So we know that will come in 6 months from now on basketball, a year from now, whatever. So yeah, don't miss a training week, really, even with the commons, because if you've got, I've got much better commons than I've got limiteds and rares, So in theory, with the amazing content that's available in the Sorare stratosphere for Sorare NBA, if I have enough commons, eventually I'll be able to take my pick of the litter and do the best fantasy-based team that I can and really be in the mix to go and get some of those limiteds out of the common division. So, yeah, honestly, guys, if there's a pro tip, if there's something for you to learn so you like the video, it's all about the training stuff. If you didn't know any of that, if you laughed, you learned, you like something, guys, hit the like button, of course, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, if you missed the beginning of the stream, we won my second rare reward, and it was a guy that is worth holding on to, according to industry expert Andrew Laird. It was Drew Eubanks, and it looks like he's got some scores on him. And yeah, we're on a nice run of form, guys. I think, how many game weeks in a row have we won something now? I think we're maybe on this one, last one, the one before, and the one before. So we're on 3 in a row. 1, 2, 3. We've done 4 in a row on prizes, guys. That's a great run for rewards. I've got a free swap to use. Let's go. Oh, what was the thingy? It was about here, wasn't it? Yeah, so let's go and get... Who's rubbish here, guys? Help me out. I want to go and see if we can... Let's see this guy. Is he rubbish? Seth Curry? Seth Curry rubbish? This guy's injured, but I think he's good when he's fit. I've just won this guy. I don't know anything about him yet. Is anyone here I know? Yeah, who's this guy? Let's get rid of him. Isaiah Robbie. Let's trade him in. Right, what do we think, guys? What do we think? I've never heard of any of these ones. All their L10s are crap. I'm going to take this guy because he's got an L10 of 5, and that might pay off. Actually, let's check him out so we're there. Toscano Anderson. Juan Tos. There we go. Has he got potential? Has he got potential? Has he got potential? No, he doesn't. Okay, we don't want him. don't think the Phoenix Suns are good, are they? I don't think any of these teams are good. Oklahoma Chargers, I think they've got a player, don't they? So what's that guy called? Musiala? Is that his name? Musiala. I spelled it right and everything. Oklahoma Thunder, sorry. L10 of 15. He's kind of around that. He can do better. When does he do better? I think he does better, not necessarily with minutes, but I wonder if it's positionally, because he's got a few different forward centres here. Yeah, okay, he can L10 overperform, so let's just take him. That's an easy swap. I don't know who that Isaiah Robbie is. There we go. Maybe that was a horrible move. Maybe you can let me know. But yeah, buzzing. I think that's where we're at. Now, somebody brought up the Lakers earlier on, right? I want to get your take on this, right? Because if anyone is watching this live, then this is conversation for me and you to be had, okay? I am very close, very, very close to talking myself in to a LeBron James limited rare, okay? I know he's injured. I know the Lakers are a bit shit now and all the other stuff that goes around, right? But I just feel if that stuff continues, he's still doing 40s and 50s and stuff like that, man. But if his form that does continue to wait, like what I'm thinking here, right, is you've just seen me build my teams, right? When I look at this really no-hoper rare champion team that maybe has the odd shot of going off or whatever, I think that LeBron is maybe one of my best shots at getting a somewhat MVP caliber guy in the budget he's in. And then on top of the fact that, again, sorry for the lazy analogy, right, but he is like basketball Messi or whatever, year one edition card, yada yada. Because again, looking at the price, if I think about somebody else, right, let's look at that guy George. How much does he go for? What's his first name again? Paul George. What does he go for? Oh, that's Paul Pogba. Goes for way more than a LeBron. I think we've seen any of those UV Pogba cards yet, have we? But yeah, look at this guy. And I don't think he's particularly young either. He's playing, he's in better form. And this is LeBron we're talking about, I'm not even an armchair basketball fan at this point, but I just think for the X factor, if you like, that LeBron as a card, year one edition has, and the actual utility I could get from him as an MVP caliber card for the price he's in versus everything else in the market, I'm kind of, AJ Saliba is saying his price is low. Like, I was saying that to Tony. Tony Watt picked up a LeBron James a few days ago for 0.16, and I said to him, if he gets under 0.15, it's criminal. It seems like LeBron will be around for another season. He wants to be in the league with his son being in the draft, eligible in the offseason. That's cool. Better go for Anthony Davis. Now, I know sensibly there'll be better plays, but what I'm also adding into this, and I'm just spilling my guts with you now, right? I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm open to feedback from you guys, of course. Hearing that he's expected to play in our season is comforting for me, right? But when I go on my manager stats on Sorare data, and again, there was a big video earlier today going into this, and I spent the first 5-10 minutes looking at basketball, right? But the tricks of the trade that I've learned on Sorare, right, are in that video, right? Peaks and troughs, ups and downs, strategies to run, all that stuff, right? But as I look at this, let's pull it up on page, right? I'm looking at this, right? And I'm seeing realized card profits on basketball for my gallery are terrible, right? Overspent very quickly, ran in, got rares too quickly. I think limiteds I did okay. I didn't really waste much money on limiteds, but I think on rares I definitely spunked too much against the wall. So when I'm looking at this, right, I'm thinking to myself, how do I recover this position that I've put myself into, right? There's a bunch of external stuff that can go in my favor. ETH can boom, the platform can boom, other stuff that I've got no control, say, or power over could happen, right? And it will save my bacon, and it's a get out of jail free card, right? Get out of jail free cards, we're not going to legislate for them at FC Barcelona, on 23,001, on Sorare TV, any of these places at all. I want to make actions that can enhance my opportunity to turn this situation around. And I'm not putting any timescale over this because I don't have the pressure to put a timescale on it. I can be quite flexible with this stuff because of the success I'm having and have had in football, okay? So I think to myself, I could potentially, and again, you guys watching this live, you'll be hearing this, right? But the chances of somebody watching this after we've been live and getting to this point is quite slim. So this is like a wee secret between me and you, right? But I'm looking at LeBron's at 0.15 or so, right? Let's go and look at him again. Now, please, guys, if you are watching this, don't fuck me over. But I'm looking at this, right? We've got LeBron. We've looked at his price and all the rest of it, right? We're currently at 92 rares, okay? There is only going to be 1,000, and let's just say it's 40% on rewards. Maybe it's 50, maybe it's 30, right? But let's just say it's 40. We are then like just over, around the 20-ish% mark on auction issuance of LeBron James year 1 rares. So with the price they're at, and with my gallery, oh sorry, this is Musiala again. When I look at this, it says how much money have I spent ETH-wise, right? So total purchases, 0.23. The way my brain works with the experience I've had on Sorare is I think to myself, right, if I moved that up to 3 ETH, right, what could I gain for that extra 0.7 that could then tip the scales of balance in my favour further down the road, okay? Never mind, I could win rewards and stuff like that. That can help, of course it can. But I think, what do we say there, 0.75? I think if I picked up 5 LeBrons around this price range over the next 2 months or something, depending on how long things take to develop in the platform and whatever, then I think that could be a great, something I've got control over, I've made decisions on, I've scouted the market, I've used my knowledge, I've used my experience. But I think that could be a great way to really turn my gallery around, because then the thought that leads me to then is I would then be looking at this and it says 3 ETH worth of cards purchased, right? And then I'd have the roster I've got, which I think, you know, give me some credit. I don't think it's shite. I think I've actually got a decent wee, you know, roster of some players. But I would then also have 6 LeBrons. And if you told me, or 5 or whatever it is, and if you told me, Quinny, spend 3 ETH, get 5 LeBrons and all this stuff, I'd probably say that's great value for money. Because I would have probably, before any of this shit happened, expected LeBrons, because he is like the Shoatani, the Cristiano Ronaldo, the Kylian Mbappe, the Messi, whatever you want to compare him against, he is that guy. So if you told me I could have bought 5 of him in that price range as well as functioning teams, then I'd probably have bit your arm off at that. No, price graph is what I want here, sorry. So yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if the rares hung about this level. I really wouldn't have been, you know, but they haven't. And they've slipped all the way ass down. You know, 0.15 around this region. I think it's just fucking criminal, to be quite honest with you. I'm hoping now, yeah, 0.14. That's what I want. 0.14 is what I want for a LeBron. I really want bottom dot, because I've been top dot on so many guys. If I could get bottom dot on LeBron, that would be fun. So I think, do we have an auction going now? The deadline's about to run, yeah. So we're at 10 o'clock this evening. I'm probably just going to do it right now, in fact. So what did I say I wanted? 0.14. What's my balance here? 0.1445. I'm probably going to bid, yeah. Let's just hope they do. Can we do that? 0.1445. That'll take me down to 2350. 2350. That's a nice number, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. Actually. No, actually, let's just do it. Let's put the bid on. Alright, sound. So hopefully that'll come in. We'll get LeBron in. And again, I've been thinking about this and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, this is the strategy to go. And again, like I said, for me, right? And like I said in that video earlier today, what was it? Where's my notes? Rule number 2, back yourself. I'm telling myself this is a strategy, and I've experienced life, guys, so much. Maybe you have as well. I know there's not a lot of spring chickens in the group chat. We're all old farts. But I've experienced life enough to know that when I get that feeling, see, even if I buy 6 LeBrons and it goes pear-shaped, I won't really be that gutted. I'm not even really that gutted about the money I spent on NBA, because that was the decision I made. It was the feeling I had in my belly. It was my instinct, you know, my hunch that I was backing. And I never feel bad, failure or success. I never feel bad about backing myself, backing my own hunches, intuitions, decisions in business and life and fucking Sorare or anything else in between, you know. Seems like LeBron, yeah, sorry, you guys are splurged for a look at. Again, Jimmy Butler, again, you guys are, rare prices are nice compared to football, Jamie, you're bang on there. But again, you need to remember they're of 1,000. But again, the detail comes back to this that, wait till you see this, right? There's only 6 LeBron super rares. There will be 100, right? Again, how many supers are going to be sold? Let's say 50. The other 50 will be released. So that means this super rare category is, even though there's more of them, I actually think this is going to, I think these super rares will be in some ways harder to get than football super rares, because I think you've got unique shoppers, football super rare shoppers, and football rare shoppers. People in that banding can go for basketball super rares and will go for basketball super rares, and they will go for them with the power of their wallet. So I think super rare for me, and guys like me, I'm talking to you guys in the audience here, for a guy like LeBron and like even the Messi or whatever, the super rare is not even, it's probably not even attainable. You know, we've only had 9, 6 even, and they've all went for buckets. Based on the rare graph, that should probably dip down by like, I don't know, maybe not quite 90% like the LeBrons have done, but at least half. You know, you maybe expect the super rares eventually to maybe ring in at about an ETH to ETH and a half or something, but that's an if, buts, or maybe game and all the rest of it. So I think the focus on rares on basketball, I think a lot of us football heads, because there's not that many people playing basketball compared to football, so I think a lot of us football heads see these limited, see of 1,000, and we're thinking limiteds the whole time. But really, these rares feel maybe not quite like half a super rare or something, even though they're of 1,000. But I just think I think the customer that Sorare appeals to for super rares in basketball, I think super rares are just going to be so much harder to get. And if you can get a super rare or 2 of good guys that can go up and exceed L10s and smash it and become heroes and legends and whatever, then they could be amazing, obviously. If it follows what they did with MLB, they'll be turning off the auction tap soon. Yeah, I agree. That is on the wall. You know, I think what they do in the initial stages of MLB, and I didn't follow it too closely, but what I do believe they are doing with basketball is just tap on, get the shit out there, and then like we see with limiteds in football, and rares for that matter, rares has really happened, number 3, is really then turn the tap down. So I think we will go through those peaks and troughs also. Tatum done bits for me every week in comment. I would love to get a Tatum because he's a Celtic player, but I think he's maybe still just, and he's younger, much younger. I think he's maybe just a bit ahead of where LeBron is at the moment. Yeah, he's like 3x the price or something, you know. And like, I know he's got like, you know, LeBron's maybe got a season and a half left in him. This guy's got 10 years or something. I get it. But again, for me, thinking about my gallery and thinking about all this stuff, I just think that's a play I'm going to make, basically, and we'll see how it goes. Rule number 3, always have Aldi juice in the fridge. I was actually back in Aldi for the first time in ages already. I never even thought to pick it up. But yeah, I'm looking forward, guys, to World Cup. I'm looking forward to all the good stuff. I'm looking forward to basketball. I'm looking forward to watching more basketball, probably over this week, in fact, because I'm quite excited for some of these teams. And, you know, obviously football's winding down now for the World Cup. There'll be plenty of stuff coming out on the channel. Let me see if Dan's get back to me, and maybe I'll give these a wee exclusive if he's told me what prizes we're getting. I know there's a lot of Celtic stuff and a lot of Scottish stuff that they're giving me because nobody else wants it. Oh, cool. Right, that's fine. Awesome. Great. So hopefully I'll have all this confirmed and hashed out, and we'll do the details for the 23,001 private league tomorrow. Maybe once we get everything ironed out, we get graphics, we'll make a wee video. So I've got like, I've not did any like world, I've made a few shorts and TikToks and stuff. So if you follow me around these places, you might catch some of it, but I've avoided doing, I want to do one global cup video. I don't want to do 10 or whatever. I want to do one. It tells you about everything, and it's like 18 minutes long or whatever. I want it to be punchy. I want to give top tips on the draft. I want to give top tips on strategy. I want to tell you about all the prizes in the private league that I've got, as well as like the main league and everything else, in case there's any new people that want to come along and hang out, you know. Why didn't they close this football game week today? There's some La Liga 2 football at the weekend, and I think if they didn't include that in this game week, it would have been cut off entirely, and they probably didn't want to super piss off the D2 people because they've already pissed them off a bit, you know. So I think that's the main reason for it, buddy. Kaiser, good to see you, my man. You've just caught the end of the stream. Thank you very much. Schoolville, fist bump. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Have a good time, guys. Yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and wish me luck on this game week, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.